Okay, so here is Linux Ubuntu Mate. I decided to load it on the Raspberry Pi. I bought this Raspberry Pi a while back, and it had just been sitting there in my collection. And as you can see, it's very small. I bought the case and all of that. I was looking in Amazon recently, and this Raspberry Pi will run you only about $50. The whole kit. Actually, the new one, this is the Raspberry Pi 2, but the new one, Raspberry Pi 3, which has Bluetooth and also wireless already. The whole kit with all of this will run you about $50. You still probably have to buy the SD card, which will be another $10 or so. And when it comes to SD card, you will want to get something that is like a class, I don't know. The higher the class, the better. The one that I got here is a class 10 for the Ubuntu Mate because it can be a bottleneck. It's not a full-blown computer, so well, it is a full-blown computer. It's just not as powerful as your typical desktop. So you want to get the fastest card you can get. So anyway, I decided to load it, and let's log in. I'm just gonna demo it. Oh, I entered the wrong password. Here we go. So we unlock it, and this is what it looks like. So as you can see, internal error. Oh, okay, continue. So as you can see, you have your basic Ubuntu menu, and you have everything. You have so many applications. I don't even know necessarily what some of these are. You can imagine what some of these are just by looking at them. Okay, it tells me what I have. You can see I only have a 32 gig SD card. And if you haven't seen an SD card, I mean, you probably have if you have any personal cameras or anything. This is what the SD card looks like. Very small little piece of electronics. So this is not the one that I have in the machine, of course. I have the other one in there. And the cool thing about Raspberry Pi, you can load a lot of different images, $10, and just have a whole bunch of different images. What I'm having to do now is probably label them, because now I have about 4 or 5, and I have a lot of different images loaded on them. So with this one, I decided to load Ubuntu Mate, which is a big step up from the only other option that was available before, which was Raspbian. As you can see, this is a full-blown Ubuntu, even though you can't necessarily do everything as the x86 Ubuntu or x64 because just some software is not compatible, but you can do a lot. So you have, for example, games, Minecraft here, graphics, you have internet, so you have Firefox and so on. I haven't used Pigeon. I don't even know how it works necessarily, but let's see, for example, you can do the command line, which is very common for Raspberry Pi. For Linux in general, so you can do your commands and see where you are and move around and stuff like that. So let's see, for example, what do I have here? I have all these directories, and I can move in here, and I have just that Hello Pi and so on. But it comes with some tools already, and you can actually do some programming. You have Sonic Pi and so on. And let's see, for example, you have the internet. You can see it's kind of slow, and what can you really expect? It's not a powerful computer. The Raspberry Pis are really intended for learning purposes and connecting certain things, and you wouldn't necessarily replace your computer with the Raspberry Pi. But the cool thing about Raspberry Pi is that it has, as you can see here, you can see all these outputs, and see here you actually have output pins, which you can use it as a microcontroller in a way, because you can actually send output signals to other devices and control things like lights or just anything else. You can connect your home, do automation, home automation, that kind of thing. So you can do a lot with it. So let me just go through this, and let's say, for example, we go to YouTube. So we go to YouTube. Let's see if it plays nice, and we can play a video there. I don't have my sound connected, but Let's see. What's a good YouTube? So many videos. Let's see. As you can see, it's not that the internet is lagging with it. It's just that, you know, the Raspberry Pi is not as powerful as a regular full-blown computer. I want to see something. Let's see. Let's watch John Thomas, what he's talking about on should I specialize in C#. Let's see how the video plays. Okay. Video should be coming up. You can see it there. I could play sound. Let's see. Let me connect the sound. I was having trouble last night with the sound a little bit. I was getting some background noise. Let's see how it works this time. Okay, here we go. It's getting laggy because it had to recognize the input. Uh-oh. This is too laggy. I wonder why. Let's click on a different video just to see. Okay, let's see. Let's try something else. I've noticed that noise, and I'm not sure where that noise comes from. What's going on? Let's see. Sounds like interference, but I'm not sure where that interference is coming from. There shouldn't be any interference coming. Well, let's just turn off the sound. I'll have to troubleshoot that later, but as you can see, you can get video, you can get sound. You can actually hook this up to your television and send the sound straight out through the HDMI cable. I think my settings are set up to send the sound out through there. I don't want to troubleshoot and waste time with that right now, but I'm certainly going to do it after this video. But as you can see, you have all your applications, you have system tools, you have, for example, the system monitor, which will tell you how your computer is performing. You can see the CPU history here. You can see the CPUs. The Raspberry Pi is quad core, so it shows you all the cores and how they're running, how they're being used. What I've noticed is video takes up a lot. So, and let me see if I can close this and open up. Where's that welcome? There is a welcome. There's workspaces, but that's not what I wanted to do. What I wanted to do was show the welcome system. Lock screen, shut down, welcome. Okay, so the welcome is usually what's gonna kick off when you start up the operating system, and it's taking a long time to come up. But as you can see, the welcome, so it's going to show you certain things about it, kind of give you a little introduction, how you can learn more, shop, and so on. But as you can see here, it gives you Raspberry Pi information, and it tells you how it's different. It tells you how it's different from the regular full version desktop. So, for example, here it says that all these applications are incompatible: Google, Chrome, Minecraft, Java Edition, Adobe Flash, VirtualBox. But these are compatible, Chromium, and so on. You'd have to figure out how to get those installed. I know that on regular Ubuntu, in order for you to watch like Hulu and so on, you actually need Google Chrome. So if you can't get Google Chrome, you probably won't be able to do that. There's other ways to turn your Raspberry Pi into a media center, so this probably wouldn't be the way. This probably would just be more for playing around and maybe, using the command line and learning the command line tools and so on. And, since it's so small, you can really carry it anywhere. Let's see, it has the Office, Documents, LibreOffice. For example, its version of Word. You can see here. And as you can see, it's really, the performance is slow. I mean, it's not, but it's getting there though. And I'd like to see where Raspberry Pi ends up in a few years, because it's getting more powerful. And I'd like to see actually what the Raspberry Pi 3 holds. So for example, this is a test document. And you can save it. You just save it in My Documents or something. So save it and just save it. So really, what it does, it doesn't perform as well as you would expect. For example, on a desktop, I'm not sure why this gets laggy sometimes. I know I've had problems with it before, usually with the command line. Let's see. Let's get rid of the command line. It seems that when you open up the command line, it slows down. I don't know, maybe the buffering's not correct or something. Now you can see it working, and for some reason, it's almost like it was. You would think like it's single threaded or something, because once you open something else, it starts getting laggy. Of course, you got all the other things that this has: places, desktop, my computer, and so on. And so, you know, probably good for playing around and all of that. You probably, I wouldn't use it as my full desktop. I mean, but certainly for learning purposes, it's not bad. And like I said, you can just load other images. I have other images that I can load. For example, the other one that I had, the other image that I loaded recently, turns it into a media center, which I'll do another video on that. But really, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, subscribe.